Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Here locally in the community, make sure y'all go check out New Cat Body by Jeremy Thomas.
Good afternoon. Good morning for me. I just woke up about 15 minutes ago, but I was up earlier, messed up the show, got ready to roll. It's Lions Talk with Smoke and Jeremy B. Braylon Dennis in the house. Smoke, Ricky Sacott's here too. Thank you for being here, everybody. Oh, makes this job easier when everybody shows up. Well, there are 5 points I wanted to, from what I've been reading and what I've been hearing from everybody about this roster, this coaching staff, and everything else. There's 5 things that I've seen out of OTAs, and everybody said the same thing. See, and I heard the exact opposite. He's had an up and down camp. As a matter of fact, I just read a report from Tim 20 Man. Hooker had 2 bad days and 3 good days so far. So I don't know who's saying bad things about him, unless it's David Pike just trying to down him so it makes Goff look better. I don't know. I've heard great things. I've heard Goff has thrown more picks than any quarterback on the roster this preseason, but that's another story. And that's also what I want to get into about training camp. This is a much improved secondary, top to bottom, the best this roster has seen, the best we've probably seen since the Barry era. And the 2014-15 secondary was pretty good, but it wasn't this good talent-wise. The wide receiver competition is a fun watch. Everybody's trying to be the guy right now because everybody wants that second and third roster spot. Khalil Dorsey is already back from his injury. He had a pick 6 yesterday off of Goff. But also, this is the best roster construction in this regime's run so far. And anybody that doesn't think so doesn't understand football. There was actually a Bear fan in one of the Lions chats this morning saying that the Lions didn't improve their roster at all, and I'll say he doesn't know what he's talking about. The defensive line depth. It has less of a talent drop off. Everybody's contributing. Wingo's looking good. Pascal's looking good. Even on Wuzariki's trying. Maybe he's finally healthy. Maybe it'll make a difference. And Ricky, I don't blame your wife and being mad that they got Cam Sutton back. I think any female fan in the league didn't want that bastard on their team. And yeah, I said it exactly right. I I didn't have as much a concern about the defense as I did the secondary. That's my only concern. We went from, let's see, year 1 we had 22 sacks. Year 2 we had 23 sacks or 32 sacks. 32 sacks. Do you know how many sacks the Lions actually had last year? 54. That's improvement. Did we have stretches of games where we didn't get a sack at all? Of course. Man, Henry, you're absolutely right. I'm a Bears fan, and I'll say every team in the North improved their roster. Absolutely. If you don't think any of these teams got better, you're delusional. Okay, gotcha. The only part of the defense that needed to improve, though, was the passing defense. Every year, that run defense improved greatly. The passing defense, not so much. That's what made me question AG the most. He's a Pro Bowl caliber corner when he was playing, but yet I hadn't seen development of a secondary, and I was tired of the buck being passed. Tina Passarelli, how you doing there? Good Friday morning, Jeremy and everyone. That's great. Good to see you. And last but not least, coaching continuity will be the biggest difference for this team early in the season. Almost every team in the league had changeover at one position or another. Matt Henry, in most cases, I would say that. But the reason why it means a difference, and I get it, and in all actuality, I want CMC on the cover. I, there's very few people that's been able to withstand the Madden curse. Even Tom Brady didn't. Pat Mahomes didn't. They both missed games. James Burgess says Super Bowl or death plus pizza. Yes. Oh. One thing we can say about the Lions roster, every year, Lions fans said it was improved, and the wins improved each year. We went from 3 to 9 to 12. Hey, you know what? That was they screwed up when they did the 25 for the 25th anniversary because they didn't know they were going to drop the 20. Cool. Tina, you'll be able to, and you can watch me on that TV if you want, because we're on Roku on the Huddle Sports Network. But you'd have to use your phone to comment because you know you can't comment through a TV unless it's one of those ones you can talk to and it'll do talk to type. But I don't think they have that on TVs yet. The coaching continuity is why I have faith that it may equal to the same amount of wins. I still got us at 12-5. I got us splitting with Chicago and Green Bay, possibly even splitting with Minnesota. We have not done well in Minnesota in the past. Ooh, we got to win there this year, and we got to win there year one during the late part of the season. So, yes, we got a 4-2 record versus the Vikings. We got, what is it, a 3-3 record with Chicago, and we got a 4-2 record with the Packers. It's crazy that the Bears have the best record over the past 3 years against us. Yeah, I said worst case was 11-6, and the best case is 13-4. I don't see 14-3. I just don't. Too much travel. When we travel far. Um, and some of those teams are really good we travel up against. And a couple of teams that play us at home are really good teams. They have had success versus this regime. We need to bring crossbows to Minnesota. They work great against Vikings, generally speaking. Yes, I agree. Well, last year was my floor of 10. I see better talent, and we shouldn't drop off more than one game. We actually played better away last year. We lost 2 games away, and we lost 3 games at home. We are a better road team than we've ever been, and that's crazy to think about. Or it was 3-3. That's right, it was 3-3 because we lost at Chicago. I forgot about that one. I wanted to forget that game. We lost to the Ravens, Chicago, and Dallas away. But we had 9 games away. So we won 6 there and we won 6 at home. We only lost 2 at home, but we had 1 less game. And we won the exact same amount of games. Nine home, 8 away this year, yes. Smoking Dad's in the house, Pat Rothwell, James Burgess, all you guys. It's great to see you all here. Oh boy. But the Khalil Dorsey pick, he jumped the route on a short pass directed to Goff's left. There was just no one in front of him. We lost everywhere in 2022 season. Who do you think the Lions are going to keep at safety, Moore or Joseph? It's sounding more like Joseph will be kept at safety. CJ Moore was more of a special teamer, anyways. He really wasn't that good. Yep, we do not lose a home game to Euroball next season, at least. We dodged the Berlin bullet because I heard we were one of the teams leading to be the one that went to Berlin. I'm glad we didn't. 62 days until the first preseason game. Yeah, and I think it's less than 90 days to the start of the season now. Who's getting psyched about that? But until we see the preseason games, because everybody thought Stephon Gilmore would be on the active roster after the preseason last year, and that didn't happen. Right. I know. We all said that this season, James, and I was shocked we didn't. Oh yeah, who doesn't miss warm weather? I have the feeling we'll keep Suckfeld on the practice squad or as that third active quarterback. The I don't think we need somebody like Ryan Tannehill who's going to require more than half a starter money. I don't think it makes sense. I think the deal is Hendon Hooker is having his rookie offseason this year. He didn't work out last year. He's going to have ups and downs. He's learning and he's getting more consistent, according to Tim Twentyman, Jeff Risden, and many other guys that are at camp. They're not taking the one bad day that everybody talked about and trashing the guy. Our quarterback room is stable. I think it's the most stable we've had since Goff's been here. Do you remember how it was last year? Even when we were up, we wouldn't even let Teddy Bridgewater take a knee. We never seen him once all season. because our defense couldn't keep people from scoring. If anybody wanted Tannehill, he'd already be on a roster. That should tell you what type of quarterback Tannehill is. That's because there hasn't been much of a talent drop off, Pat. Um, Manu is doing fine. Yeah, has he struggled here and there? Of course, but they already said he's ahead of everybody else. He won't accept. You got a guy that just made 30 million a year, who's a free agent. There's a reason he hasn't been signed. He is not accepting a vet minimum deal. He wants starter money or close to it. So he's going to want that 20 to 30 million dollars. Kick rocks. New Breed 313 Sports. What's up, Jeremy? How you doing there, my friend? Good to see you. You know, everybody likes to embellish the fact that Hooker's had 2 or 3 bad days in the 3 weeks of minicamp, but refuses to say, "Oh, but Goff has thrown like 18 interceptions over the last week and a half." But that's okay because the secondary is better. If you're gonna make fun of Hooker for having bad days, start making fun of Goff. You ever thought that maybe the quarterbacks are having bad days because the secondary is that much better? Exactly. I mean, look at it this way. Deshaun Watson didn't even get hurt. He missed a year and a half, and he still looks like a trash QB. All because he had to have a year and a half off of sports. Self-inflicted. I think it's funny everybody gets mad, and we haven't even hit training camp yet. How do I feel about the Bears having Hard Knocks succeed this season? The, I have no problems with it, but we will get to see exactly what Caleb Williams looks like in camp. You guys wanted to know? Now you'll get know. Remember, they really don't show much gameplay, but they show the people who struggle, the people who need help. When the coaches talk to the players and stuff like that, you see all of that. I think that was the part that Dan Campbell didn't like about it. Oh, I can't wait. That handsome Caleb to be on TV. Woo! I'm just excited to see football back on TV. Can't wait to play them on Thanksgiving. I do too. And if you think about it, by that time, they'll be a much improved team. We will be seeing Lions actually kind of revived a dead show regarding Hard Knocks. Yes, they did. And it went back to sleep when they showed the Cardinals late in the season because they were playing for nothing. Oh, I'm still happy for the Michigan Panthers. They play this weekend, right? Or is it next weekend? Isn't it their second year in a row they made the playoffs? This weekend is the UFL championship. Okay, so they made it one game short. I was hoping we were to get in the Bills again, but it is what it is. You can't say they don't have a yes, sir, 2 years in a row. And you know what? And if you want to watch football in the spring, that's the cheapest football there is to watch. It's cheaper to watch UFL than it is to go up to Canada and watch the CFL. Number one, you don't have to cross a border. Number two, you don't have to convert all your money. They accept Cash App. It's right here in Ford Field. If the Panthers beat the Stallions, they got for the UFL championship next weekend. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they got to beat them this time. Got it. It's only $25 for end zone seats in the lower bowl. It's 50 for the sidelines if you're in the upper half of the lower bowl. They don't even really use the upper levels unless they sell out. It should be. This week's game is Nolan won Coach of the Year. Nice. Who got the MVP? Yes, you're right. I'm a season ticket holder for the Panthers. The whole season was 100. Well, that's because he was in the running for MVP. So 3 years in a row they made the playoffs. Aren't they on their third coach now? Yeah, but Bates was in for the MVP running, which they don't want somebody winning two awards, a lot like the NFL. So if you win Offensive Player of the Year, you're not going to win MVP. If you win Defensive Player of the Year, that guy won't win MVP, even though usually that Defensive Player of the Year deserved MVP. They like to spread it around. So they probably gave it to one of the returners, is what I'm thinking, for the special teams player of the year or a punter. And I heard that returner from the Stallions was pretty good. He was up for the special teams player of the year. Man, half hour in and I don't know what to talk about. I'm at a loss for words. Who'd have thought that'd happen? Me, Mr. Flabbergast. Adrian Martinez got the MVP. Okay. I'm just saying Jake Betts was up for the MVP. It's why, and he was in the running like either second or third place the entire time. As and deservedly so. Look at how he was doing. Guy was 15 and 19. Chris Garrett from the Battlehawks. Is he a kicker or was he a returner? I think it was a returner, wasn't it? Jake was third in the MVP race. Yeah. He's a returner like Baki. Yep. That's what I thought. I heard it was a returner. I just looked it up. And they kind of timed it just right. They get over right at training camp. When does the training camp start? The 16th or the week of the 16th. Let's see. So let's look that up. So training camp starts on the 18th. Isn't that a coincidence that the last game they play is on the 16th of June? And then 18th starts the camp. You got those 5 days. Then you got the next 5 days. And then it's the start of the season on Friday, the August 5th. And will I be going to Lions training camp? Because of my work schedule, I can't. I would love to do that. Right. And Garrett, you guys say, like you said, Garrett is a linebacker on the Battlehawks roster. I bet you he's either an undersized guy or he's a really good runner and he's strong as hell. And the reason why I say that, if he's strong as hell, he probably breaks a lot of tackles. Yes. That's more my speed. He's 6'4", 245. All is well. Who do I think the Lions' third receiver this year will be? It's either going to be Khalif Raymond or DPJ. Antoine Green at best will be fourth. Breland speaks. Nice. It might be July 18th for all I know, but I'm looking it up right now, buddy. Friday, July 28th. Well, that was last year. Here we go. Last year, training camp began on July 23rd. Last year, it was announced June 27th, with 10 practices being open to the public. So it's going to be mid to late July. There's 10 days of OTAs, so OTAs must end around, let's see, we're day 3, so a week from today. Next week is the end of OTAs. Oh boy. But I guess Levi O and Wingo Betts have been some of the better defensive end players so far. They've been moving Levi inside and out. I still think the depth chart at D tackle is going to end up exactly what I said: McNeil, Reeder, Martin, and Wingo. I think everybody else is going to be fighting for defensive end spots, and usually keep 3 per side. I think the 3 on the opposite side, in no particular order: Betts, Davenport, Houston. I think the other side's going to be Hutchinson, Comiskey, and then whoever doesn't out of Pascal and Levi O. That's who will be left. And I understand everybody loved Levi and had written him off, but he's actually showing out this camp. He's finally healthy. And I said, this is what he has to do. He either has to show out this preseason or he'll be off the roster. That was my words. And I expected that he wouldn't do well. So as soon as they announce the official date, I'll apply for some tickets to go to camp. I'll go. I don't care. I can take time off of work. I would miss work to go to Lions camp. According to CBS Sports, the key date is July 17th. That's when camps start for actual training camp. There's no way in hell I would take Levi over Quentin Williams, and nor would I take Dorsey over Surtain. Hell, we didn't even take Dorsey over Sutton. I wouldn't take heck, they're not even putting Levi ahead of Betts or Davenport right now, so there's that. Levi's fighting for a job in the NFL, even if it's not with the Lions long term. But he's the type of guy that might actually get re-signed because he'll be a cheap re-signing because he hasn't been a starter his entire career. So it might be the type of prove it deal that Brad Holmes would give him next season. We haven't even thought about that. But Betts' elite bend and change of direction has been showing off in camp. Everybody's been raving about it. I want to say who talked about it first. I'll toot my own horn when I can, and I'll also slap myself in the face when I'm wrong. Verbally. What do you guys want to know? Who wants to talk? Everybody just likes staring at me today. Oh, I must be pretty. That's the only reason why I miss Dan Leonard being on. Someone to discuss stuff with. I like that sound and rebound. Oh, love morning coughs. It's fun. I just can't wait for the season to start. I can't wait for some more news than just the pajama Olympics are going well. 'Cause all this is about learning the way the plays are ran at half speed. I can't wait till they have the pads on. I love the sound that you get when the shoulder pads hit together. When somebody hits the ground, you hear their breath escape their body because they were hit so hard. I miss those sounds when you were playing. Let's see. If nobody wants to talk Lions, let's see how the other team in Detroit's doing that's active right now. They are 500 at almost the midway point of the season. 31-31. Hmm. You mean receiving yards? I'll say it again. He's going to have between 5 and 700 receiving yards. He's going to have around 1,000 yards rushing. I think they're going to use him more. I don't think they're going to line him up much at the slot. I don't think it makes sense to do that anymore. He's proven he's a way more capable runner than anybody thought he was last year. They're either going to make him the third or fourth running back and use him more on special teams, Corey. It sounds like our safety room right now, strong safeties are Brian Branch and Ife Melifamu's free safety is Kirby Joseph, and backing him up and leading the way out of the rest of the crew on the roster is Brendan Joseph. Been very instinctive. Made a couple picks, one of Goff, one of Hooker. So he's having a good camp, and he's showing why he was at one time considered the second best safety of the same year that Brian Branch was drafted. How do you get the number 1 and 2 safety when one you drafted in the second round and the other one you got as a UDFA? That means 31 teams, and technically us too. 32 teams dropped the ball on that kid. How Detroit's not bottom of the league in batting average. They're actually right at the league average right now at 231, 22nd in the league. They're 19th in runs scored. They're 11th in earned run average and 9th in whip. Slugging percentage, they're 18. On base percentage, they're 26. Home runs, they're 23rd. Home runs allowed, they're 11th. Batting average against is 237. Best two batting averages they got are Kerry Carpenter and Matt Verling. The two worst ones, oof, Parker Meadows and Javi Baez. Javi Baez is barely above the Mendoza line. He's 184. Parker Meadows, that's why he got sent down. A .096 batting average. That's awful. Well, it is that time. It's been a long week. I don't know why I'm so tired lately. Right, because I'm getting old. Our favorite sponsor, 100% is what, guys? FTP. Put it in the chat. Gotta love it. For the pride. Or fornicate the Packers. However you want to say it. It's been my pleasure to give you the news that I can when I see it, when I hear it. Betts is making this rosters, boys. Get used to that name. He could end up a starter. Not saying he will, but he could. Los Negron, the best window tinner in Saginaw, 409 Hamilton Street, 989-443-9240. Won the award last year, up for it again this year. Call him to set your appointment to get your windows tinted or your car detailed today. He can make that whip shine pretty. FTP. But neither Goff nor Hooker is having a great camp, everybody, because our defense is better. Iron sharpens iron. You watch. Come training camp time, you'll hear a different story because the quarterbacks that we have will have adjusted to the speed of our defense and it'll get better. I've never been worried about the offense. I was worried about the defense. And this is the type of reports I wanted to see coming out of camp. The defense dominating. And of course, my place of employment, my favorite sponsor, Brandon Service at the corner of South Grand Traverse and West Atherton Road, 602 West Atherton Road, Flint, Michigan, 48507. Go out there, go see what we got. We got used tires starting at $40 and up. If you need new tires, please call 810-233-8230. Talk to George, Red, or myself, Jeremy, also known as Smoking Jeremy B, and get your quote on new tires today. It's been my pleasure all week to give you the news that I heard about throughout the camp and the league. Because Wednesday night, I talk about everybody. But it's mostly been news about wide receivers lately. Brandon Pettigrew punching a convenience store donut display case, almost got himself tased at a 7-Eleven in Texas. If there's anyone that's ever been drafted by the Lions in the first round, yes, that's exactly what I wanted to hear, is that the defense, especially the corners, have had some good defensive play. I've heard about great plays from everybody. Corners, safeties, linebackers. Jack Campbell so far has 4 picks through camp. We didn't hear that last year. And yes, you are going to hear about somebody getting burnt for a touchdown because it happens. It's the nature of the beast. Nobody's perfect. Even career interception leader Paul Krause got beat for touchdowns every now and then. May not have been often, but he did, because that's how you learn how to defend it. Man, oh man. It's been one heck of a week, guys. Nope. I need to get some grub in my belly so I can head out to work. You guys all have a great day. I hope you enjoyed what we talked about. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. Starts right here. Much love. Corey, Davey, Braylon, Junior, James Burgess, Smoking Dad, New Breed, Grandizer. Man, it's great seeing all you guys pop in the chat. It was a lot of fun talking with y'all today. Let's go Panthers this weekend. Have a great day.
Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.